Maybe you've tried managing the stress, you've dialed back, you've done all the things, but the exhaustion is still there. That's because sometimes burnout is not just physical. It could be spiritual as well. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Dr. Jessica, and I'm a naturopathic doctor, and I help guide people through mind, body, and spirit healing. Today, we're going to talk about the spiritual root behind burnout. It's, I feel, a topic that we don't talk about enough, and how to start healing more on a soul level. So let's dive in. I would say that burnout is more than just about doing too much. It's a lot of times also about not doing enough of what brings us joy and not having that capacity to do that. So many times in my patients, I see that they're not just tired from overworking, but they're tired from overriding their truth. And I'm talking about on a soul level. They are often living out of alignment. It could be that their work no longer serves their purpose. They may be in relationships that they've outgrown, but don't know how to end or walk away from or shift. Or it could be a lot of times just routines that really just drain the spirit. They drain the soul. They don't have joy in them. They don't have purpose in them. They are, again, are often things that people have outgrown, but maybe haven't quite realized yet. And a lot of times staying in situations like that or staying in routines like that really do just sap your life force. And when the soul doesn't speak through joy, it's going to get your attention by speaking through exhaustion. So how do you know if, the burnout you're going through is more related to a spiritual thing rather than a physical manifestation? Of course, I'm going to say, as always, you've worked up any physical symptoms with your doctor and you've gone through that exhaustive list. So this is more so when you've done all that and you still haven't had any type of shift or there's been no improvement. So sometimes you may feel flat or exhausted even after resting. A lot of times what I notice is that you can't hear yourself. Like you can't even connect with your own inner intuition. It's like the connection between you and your higher self is muted. It's like the connection is cut. Oftentimes people will want some sort of escape, but like nothing really satisfies them. Even going on vacation, they're still miserable. Or sometimes it can show up as a grief or restlessness that you just can't put your finger on. It may often feel like you're just going through the motions. Every day is kind of the same. You could pick up yesterday, place it on today, and you're just kind of a walking zombie. And oftentimes when this happens, we get really hard on ourselves and we say, well, why can't I just be happy? Why can't I just do this? There's nothing wrong with this. This is not a flaw. You're not broken. It's more just an indicator that the soul is looking for more. It's looking for purpose. It's looking for joy. It's looking to have you walk in alignment with whatever your mission here is here on earth. It's a signal that your soul is just looking for something deeper. So from that, the interesting question pops up, well, how do I fix it? And it's not about fixing your soul. Like, you know what you're doing on a higher level. It's just that you need to connect more with that. And I would also say it's really about remembering who you are. Remember, we are a spirit walking around in this, meat suit here in our physical form. And again, this is what so many times why I do what I do, because in our modern medicine, we forget we've taken that spiritual aspect out. Again, when I talk about spiritual aspect, I'm not referring to any particular religion. I'm referring to the fact that we are spiritual beings here. And, we have a physical body, but we also have that higher level soul awareness, or we should, and we need to tap into that more. So how do we begin to do this? How do we begin to heal and walk more in that alignment? First step could be to just create a quiet space for yourself. This is where, if you could dedicate a spot to just sit in meditation, to just sit and breathe, to just sit and listen. If you relate more on a religious level, you can sit and pray. Whatever you connect to is what's really important here. So then we got to start being honest with ourselves. This is where something like journaling can be really helpful. Get your journal out. Think about the things that are no longer serving you. What do you feel like is in your way? What do you feel like is not bringing you joy? But be honest about it. What relationships aren't in alignment anymore? Journal what you feel you've been tolerating. Next, it's often helpful to reconnect with some sense of joy or some sense of creativity. It doesn't really matter how small it is. It could be reading your favorite book. It could be going out in nature. It could be, if you're an artist, painting or drawing. It could be music. Whatever it is that sparks just a little bit of joy for you, and reconnecting with that. Maybe it's a hobby that you gave up, years ago because you ran out of time. Well, I'm here telling you today, make time for that. It could be as simple as 5 minutes. It could be a weekend. It could be a day. whatever can fit into your schedule, but it's really important that you actually make time for it. Now, as you are starting to connect with these little moments of joy and happiness or creativity, and you've been maybe journaling what's in your way, don't also bypass, the things that have made you unhappy. So we don't want to just pretend that we're not there. If grief is appropriate, if rage is appropriate, allow those emotions to be there. Allow yourself to feel them, because it's important that we don't just spiritually bypass things, right? And pretend that they don't exist. Whatever emotions come up, don't judge them, allow them to be there. And so that way your body doesn't hang on to them, then we don't develop other symptoms later. And a final step I'll leave you with is to also seek some type of support. A lot of times we do isolate when we're going through a period of healing, or we're going through, this period where we don't feel connected. But I have to stress the importance of coming out of that isolation and seeking some support or some guidance. This could be through family, it could be through community, it could be through just working with someone. Sometimes you need a little bit of support and direction. You don't have to go and blow up your life completely. I've definitely seen this happen before. You just need to start, I would say, finding your way back home to your soul self. And sometimes you just need a little bit of guidance or some support or even some accountability to help you get there. So if this resonated with you, it might be that your soul is asking for more than just a break. It may be asking you to reconnect and to recalibrate. If you feel like you need help with this, you can click on the link below to learn how to work one-on-one with me. We can help you create a mind, body, and spirit plan to get you back on track and figure out where do you want to go from here, what sings joy into your life and into your soul. Sometimes you just need a little bit of guidance. So again, if you'd like to work with me, you can click on the link down in the description box and figure out what the options are there. Otherwise, if you have any questions, as always, leave them down below. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Bye.